Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Excitement, anticipation, and maybe even some nervousness. The Bison are set to tip off in just 10 minutes, and fans across the country are eagerly waiting for the big game to start. Valley News Team Sports Director Beth Houle has been following the team through this whole journey and is in Columbia, South Carolina with a little bit more. But we'll be getting to her a little bit later on in the newscast. For now, we're going to send it over to Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz, who's at a local bar talking to fans. Rose?
Hi, Melanie. It's hard to hear here because it's getting pretty crazy. I've been to you around 5 and 5:30, and it's just been filling up. So I have a mystery to end here, for better or worse, unless they lose kind of okay. But we are very excited about the basketball team moving
I do like to, not tonight though, but we're going to have to play really well to stick with this team. It's going to be a tough
Let's try it. I'm pretty excited to see how the end of this week. It's so loud. I kind of can't hear very much from you, so I just hope everyone's having fun down in South Carolina too. We're having a great time up here.
Okay, thanks, Rose. And we'll be checking back in with her a little bit later on in the newscast. You can catch the Bison in minutes over on KX4. But for right now, we're going to check back in with Beth Houle, Valley News Live Sports Director, who's down in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah, we're just moments away from tip-off between North Dakota State and Duke here in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. As we inch closer, so did the number of Bison fans here in town, including a couple of former NDSU men's basketball players, like the ones who were a part of the first ever NCAA tournament berth.
Yeah, it's nice to see that it's becoming a regular occurrence, and you certainly enjoy it. It's a lot less stressful being a fan, but actually when you're in the stands and you see some of the shots and the plays, and we're in Sioux Falls where I'm from, it's more stressful at times too, but it's really exciting. It's fun to be down here and being able to follow athletics, not just the football program, and getting into some basketball too.
Had a lot of fun catching up with Tweeten, said that Dave Richman was actually the man who recruited him to play at NDSU, says he's talked to him every week since, and that he couldn't be more happy for Dave and this team. Thrilled to see NDSU on this national stage and making a habit of the NCAA basketball tournament. Should be an exciting night tonight. Everyone here looking forward to this one. Virginia pushing their luck again in the tournament in the game prior to Duke and NDSU here in South Carolina. The Bison hoping it set a good precedent and a little bit of juju on that court. Reporting in South Carolina for Valley News Live, I'm Beth Houle.
Thanks, Beth. And as we said, you can catch the game in just a couple minutes over on KX4, and we'll be continuing to bring you updates throughout this evening. And this sunny Friday is adding to our excitement for the Bison game that's just about underway. Justin, how's our evening looking?
Evening looking pretty nice. We're going to have sunny skies for the next couple of hours and then clear skies into the overnight, and temperatures still slightly mild for this time of year and this time of night. 35 in Fargo, 34 at Jamestown. We're at 37 degrees from Grand Forks out toward Detroit Lakes and Fergus Falls. Warmer in our far eastern counties still. Winds mainly from a southerly direction at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and we are seeing clear skies across most of the viewing area right now. You have to make your way into South Dakota before you run into any clouds or some rain. So there's your mostly clear skies tonight. Temperatures falling back through the 30s into the mid-20s with some fog developing overnight. Now we'll tell you what to expect as we go through this weekend and the next couple of chances of moisture when they'll happen. That's coming up later in the newscast.
Okay, thank you, Justin. A 4-year-old boy is recovering in the hospital after being hit by a train in Eccleston, North Dakota. The call came in around 2:30. 5:30 yesterday afternoon. A 4-year-old boy was hit by a westbound BNSF train, then airlifted from Bismarck to Fargo. He's in stable condition and is expected to be okay. The Barnes County Sheriff's Office is investigating the accident. Moorhead police are looking for a 14-year-old who possibly ran away from home. Timonique Davis was last seen on January 20th in Moorhead. She's black, has black hair and brown eyes. She's described as 5'6", 189 pounds, and may be in need of medication. An official with the Moorhead Police Department tells us they are considering her a possible runaway at this time and are actively searching for her. Anyone with information about Timonique is urged to call police. And it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. 18-year-old John Castillo Jr. is wanted out of Cass County for burglary and theft of property. You're urged to call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Castillo. Minnesota's unemployment rate increased slightly in February for the second consecutive month as brutal winter weather idled more than 6,000 construction workers. The State Department of Employment and Economic Development says the jobless rate last month was 3.1%, inching up from 3% in January. In addition to the loss of over 6,000 construction jobs last month, Minnesota's professional and business services sector lost 3,500 jobs. The Labor Department's leader says Minnesota's employers are also contending with slow growth in the labor force. The city of Moorhead is the latest to issue a state of emergency. Anticipating flooding in the city, the mayor tells us so far there's no cause for alarm, but like in Fargo, there's a small chance for greater flooding. Right now, they're looking to only make 150,000 sandbags versus the 2.5 million in 2009. The mayor says they'll be keeping up with the weather reports to see which way things go. They'll announce plans asking for volunteers to make the sandbags on Monday. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says his revised state budget proposal looks to the future while accounting for the recent economic forecast. Today at the state capitol, Walz says the revised budget bottom line is now $562 million compared to the original bottom line of $789 million. Altogether, the changes include reductions in proposed new spending of $131 million, tax changes that would bring in an additional $65 million, and new spending that would go mostly to higher education.
We did not waver in our investments to education. This budget maintains historic investments in E-12 education, making sure that every child receives that high-quality education, black, white, brown, or indigenous, and no matter what their zip code is.
The Minnesota House Minority Leader released a statement calling the revised budget disappointing. The Veterans Memorial Arena is being transformed into Bounce House Central this weekend. West Fargo Parks District is hosting their annual Bounce and Bash event where they fill the arena with over 20 different obstacle courses and bounce houses. The Bounce and Bash is open to all ages. Even parents can get in on the fun.
I encourage those parents to get in there and play with their kids. Think of the memories they're going to have. You're going to talk about it all year long. Remember when we went to the bounce houses? And it's a great event. It's a lot of fun.
The Bounce and Bash starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. They open again on Sunday at 11. Wristbands are $8 for all ages.